Items for board discussion.
Yes, Mr. Begley, members of the board, we do have 3 items for board discussion. If you recall at our last meeting, the board agreed to send Mrs. Shorter to the OSBA Capital Conference in November as the board's delegate. And at this time, the board needs to have some discussion about who would be willing to be the alternate. So in the event that Mrs. Shorter, for some reason, is unable to attend, we need to appoint an alternate to go in her place.
That event occurs the first weekend in November?
November 12th through 14th.
Second weekend? Any interest? I think I was the alternates last year. I'm happy to do that again.
Okay, all right, great, thank you.
Thank you. I was just trying to look up the dates. I don't think I would be able to.
All right, our next item for board discussion, just an FYI for the board and the community. If you, we do have an item for board action this evening to change the location for the September board meeting to Central Elementary, simply because Central Elementary will be the subject of the school spotlight that particular evening. Back in July, the board had some discussion about having a desire to actually take those meetings on the road to the schools who will be presenting on those particular evenings. So again, you will see that on the board, on the agenda later for action. And then just want as more of an FYI for the board and the community that will happen several times throughout the course of the school year. And then at this time, I will turn it over to Dr. Rice for board policy discussion.
Thank you, Mr. Smith, Mr. Begley, and members of the board. Under items for board discussion, number 3, board policy, I have one piece of policy for discussion under letter A. In your board packet, I've included a copy of previous language and the proposed language as per OSBA. Letter A, policy BDDG, minutes. This is a revised policy. By law, boards of education are required to promptly prepare, file, and maintain minutes of their regular and special meetings. Minutes must contain sufficient facts and information to permit the public to understand and appreciate the rationale behind the board's decisions and reflect the general subject matter of the executive session discussions. Ohio Revised Code 3313.26 requires that boards read each meeting's minutes at the next succeeding meeting and make any necessary corrections before adoption. This new policy will allow the Board of Education to waive the reading of its minutes, provided that those minutes have been distributed to the members of the board at least 2 days prior to the date of the next succeeding meeting, and that the minutes are available to the public and the news media. The policy includes permissive language for a board that chooses to waive the reading of its minutes. And that is the only policy I have to prepare tonight. Please let me know if you have any questions.
Questions? Thank you, Dr. Rice.